If you ever sent a wire transfer in Canada and thought, why did that just cost my business $60 to $80? Then this video is for you. We'll go over what a wire transfer actually is, what are some of the best platforms available to Canadians, and how to save money on the actual fees and FX rates when you're sending money internationally, as that's quietly what is costing your business the most money. You might be wondering, what actually is a wire transfer? A wire transfer is a direct bank-to-bank payment system that is usually sent on Swift rails. Canadian businesses often use wire transfers for a couple main different purposes, one of which might be a one-time large payment internationally, you might be paying international suppliers, or its speed and certainty matter more than cost. The reason being is that wire transfers are fast and final. It's very hard to claw back a wire transfer once you've sent it internationally. Now that we've discussed what a wire transfer actually is, let's go into some good and also bad use cases for sending a wire internationally. Some good examples for a wire could be paying international suppliers, a one-time large lump sum payment internationally, or legal or real estate related trust payments. Some bad examples would be literally anything that could be sent on a domestic rail, something that could be covered by e-transfers, or something you could pay with a credit card. If your business is sending wire transfers because that's the way it's always been done, then you're probably already losing money or overpaying for these transfers. Let's break down what the real costs of wire transfers are for Canadian businesses. What you've heard in the past is that there's probably two main fees associated with sending or receiving a wire transfer to a traditional bank here in Canada. That's the outbound wire fee, which is usually between 30 to 50 Canadian dollars, or the receiving fee, which is usually between $10 to $15, depending on which traditional bank you've worked with. Although what you probably haven't heard or have not been told by the big banks here in Canada is that the interchange or FX fees are really where you're losing the most money. You're getting charged anywhere from 1.5 to 3% on each outbound transaction, meaning that your recipient or your client is receiving 3% less funds than they could be with alternative vendors. We'll review the options available to Canadian businesses later in this video, so you can save up to 3% on each international transfer that you're sending to merchants or clients. So we talked about what a wire transfer actually is, some of the costs associated, and now let's look into how businesses can actually save money when sending wire transfers here in Canada. And really, it's the small things that add up really quickly. And the first one is, wire transfers should not be your default payment method. Where possible, make sure to prioritize domestic payment rails, whether that be EFT, ACH, or SEPA payments, or even better, when possible, make sure to prioritize e-transfers for your business, as they're a free option here in Canada, not only for businesses, but also for consumers. The second is actually taking the time to go out and find the lowest FX rate available for your business. Even a difference of 0.1 to 0.25 can mean thousands of dollars on your bottom line. And trust me, your accountant will thank you at the end of the year. And finally, if you have recurring payments in the same currency, make sure that you're opening multi-currency accounts domiciled outside of Canada. Whether it be USD, Euros, or GBP, having these domiciled accounts will enable you to hold the actual currency and eliminate all these unnecessary currency conversions when making those recurring payments to your vendors. Let's look at how Venn solves all three of these problems and streamlines the process of sending international wires for over 5,000 businesses right here in Canada. Okay, here we are. We're on the Venn dashboard. Let's go through the simple process of sending a wire internationally. The first step is we'll navigate to transfers and then click on recipients. What we'll do here is we'll then click to add a new recipient. We'll go through and add their legal business name. We'll add the email address associated with our customer, as well as the recipient's address. So for this example, we'll use Australia as our wire destination. We'll click on Australia on our dropdown and then choose Australian dollars as the method of currency. We'll go down here and we'll navigate to Swift payment, and then we'll input our client's account number and also Swift routing number. And then we'll also add our recipient's address here. And just like that, we have added our client as a successful recipient within Venn. So now that we've created this recipient, let's actually send them a wire. We'll navigate to our recipient, we'll click on them, and then we'll click Send Transfer. After clicking Send Transfer, we'll click on One-Time Transfer, and then select Wire as our method of transfer. For this example, we'll send 100 Canadian dollars. In the breakdown here, you can see that there's an outbound fee of $6 associated with this transaction, and the recipient will be receiving 104 Australian dollars. We emphasize ourselves on transparent rates, and at the bottom, you can see the exact exchange rate that you'll be getting on this wire, as well as the total transfer fee of $6. And just like that, we'll review our final account number, review the SWIFT number, and then send the wire transfer out. You will also receive email notifications so that you can track and ensure the recipient has received their money, as well as a receipt for your internal taxes or accounting function. And simple as that, we've shown you how to streamline your outbound wire transfers with Venn, and why over 5,000 businesses here in Canada use us to send wires internationally. For more information about full costs associated with wire transfers here in Canada, or for a breakdown of the different alternatives available to Canadians, check out the link in the description. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe and send this video to a fellow business owner that is paying too much for wire transfers here in Canada. Thanks again for watching. Have a great rest of your day.